Hey y'all, welcome back to Trekyards. He's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley. Wash the tone of this. Where are we going with this? My goodness.
Well, if I wasn't sitting, I'd be
Oh.
walking. If I was walking, you'd see that I had a strut. Strutting along.
Okay, I like it.
What are we doing today?
Well, you're intrepidly doing jokes that may or may not land you tens of thousands of light years away from the punchline. There you go. Brought you back home. Unlike the caretaker. Blade destroyed in episode 1, you know. Stuart, we are landing finally on the Intrepid class in our Kitbash shipbuilder show. And we're going to start to see what genius we can do.
Or other words for it as well.
And it's fair to say it's one of the few ships that a lot of people have said to the pylons and the moving elements. So actually this might innately just fix some stuff for some fans. Because people have wondered,
Sure.
right? So let's see the what ifs.
Yeah, so we're looking at an Intrepid today. Look at it. There it is. Beautiful. You all know it. You all love it. And you're right. So there's been some controversy since the beginning about the struts and the articulation and stuff. And
people had opinions. I've always quite liked it, and it looks great in motion. But hey-ho. So today's episode, we're now going to try and do an episode, but do a bit more depth, a bit more comparison, see what you guys think about that. So what we're doing is, what if the Intrepid class had Galaxy-class struts? And as with all of these, I've then retextured those new elements using the same textures as the model it's based on, and therefore it will fit in better. So here you go, the Intrepid with Galaxy-class struts. And as ever, I try and keep it as faithful as possible while still being in scale. Of course, the ship is bigger, the Galaxy-class, so it's not a literal one-for-one, but I've tried to kind of base it on roughly like how much space there is at the bottom of the nacelle to allow pylon to go logically. So there's some level of attempting to make it be okay. But yes, Stuart, what are your thoughts?
looks good. Looks pretty interesting from this angle, honestly. I just wish that there was blue inner chiller grills on the nacelles, but not a problem, actually.
I wonder who remembers that there's no chiller grills, because of course there isn't. There's a nacelle strut pylon, but you got to remember, right? It's like the E. It has no sides. It's just top. Yeah. Is this view is this too safe feeling? Because that's what comes to my mind when I look at this.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's standard Starfleet design, so it's good that Intrepid did something different, but
yeah, orthographics and comparisons will definitely be, because it might not be better, or you might think it's better, personal preference and all that. Yeah, it works reasonably well. Of course, the pylons don't properly connect to the pilot areas because they can't, but that's okay. But it's okay. It flows, but they're too thin. They are too thin for this to work. Everything else, the ship is kind of, because it's such a small ship, everything can be bigger as is appropriate for the size, whereas this had to be smaller, which meant it kind of feels a bit too thin feeling in proportion.
Yeah. Doesn't look it from here, though. It doesn't look it from this angle, really.
Oh, well, we'll find out. Stuart, orthographically, side, top, front, and back, where all the secrets are revealed.
Yeah, a lot of it doesn't look quite right here. The nacelle should be beefed up maybe a bit, or lengthened somewhat. I think would make a better look, especially from the side there. Top is not too bad. I mean, the front and the back, looks like a lot of fan design ships I've seen over the years. It doesn't look bad, but I'm not the biggest fan of these views, honestly.
Yeah, I think the top is okay, but you kind of don't see the curve, you just see the connection. The side is so tricking because it almost feels like the Intrepid at warp, but not. But again, it tricks you, so it's about there, and the nacelles are a little bit forward, although not a million miles. Although a lot of ships have their nacelles close to the hull, so it's kind of in keeping with that.
Yeah. And
the front and back for me are they imply promise, but for whatever reason. You see what I mean about thinness. Everything in the shape is a distinct scale that kind of matches. And if you'd made the pylons bigger, fair enough, they wouldn't be Enterprise D pylons, of course. They just have they feel like a very weak man doing this, like holding dumbbells that are bigger. It's just not quite managing it. But it's not terrible. Don't know if there's a terrible. They're just not zipping through warp, you know?
Yeah, they could stand to be thickened up a bit. Where they attached the secondary hull there, that joint attachment, they were that thick all the way through. It would think it would look better and more scale appropriate. So
Also excessive for how much there is.
yeah,
You know, I've just wasted space, but it works on Enterprise D. I know we're biased, of course, but that extra oomph just kind of works here. Why? You know, it's like, you know, when the ship goes to warp, they are a standard, you know, that. So you're not wasting any space. This is, let's do that, but extend the amount of space taken. Don't know. Now, what was your favorite view, do you think? Or favorite / works the best?
well, the top view, because it doesn't look like anything's changed. If you didn't know, other than that, I think probably the front view is not so bad.
Yeah, the front view has
But
potential.
yeah, the side view just does not work for me.
Well, how do you feel seeing the besides that, besides, but the entire warp cells now above the saucer? Because of course that doesn't happen in this form. Even at warp, they'd be hidden by the
It's
saucer.
it's the standard for Starfleet ships, so it's kind of just like oh, okay. I don't even bat an eye at it. So
I know what you mean. But Stuart, brand new. Let's do direct comparisons to see if it is better. The side view comparing the two, because as we didn't do these in the previous ones, what you might think is exactly the same might not be exactly the same, etc. So here's the vibe difference. What do you think?
one obviously works perfectly well because it just flows well. The other one feels tacked on. I mean, there's, there's no comparison. If I had to pick between these two designs, I'd definitely pick the top one.
It has an elegant flow, and I don't think you realize how well vanilla having upslung nacelles are. There's such a unique sleekness in Intrepid where everything kind of connects in a way that obviously is very, very intentional. This other one doesn't. It's not bad, but
I think one of the changes that might improve it somewhat is have, instead of the pylons sweep forward, have them sweep back, and that would also adjust the engine placement. I think moving the engine back further from the side view with this up-angled struts might be a better option.
it'd be a longer feeling ship instantly, which might work being drawn out. Interesting. Next is the top, and you're saying how basically similar it feels. And when you compare, it's doing a lot of different things, but still has a difference.
Yeah, similar shapes there, and to the layman who doesn't really know ships, if they saw it, they wouldn't even know there was a difference. But yeah, there's a good bulkiness and, tech feel to the original that just is lost with this one. So
I mean, this thing can't go to impulse now, our new version. Lost some functionality. I always forget the nacelles or the pylons are forward slung. That it's so subtle, but flows together.
mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of losing that. It's not to say the top feels like the Jaeger, but it has a certain, the way those pylons are straighter. And it does make you wonder, because the E, of course, and Intrepid have those tech in the pylons. The D doesn't. So now putting that shape here, it's like there's a lack of something. But only when you compare to the original, right?
Yeah.
Is this one closer to being good than the other one, or still?
Needs closer, sure.
Still mid.
Still
mid.
Yeah.
And now the other one, which again shows the big difference, the top and back.
This feels just like a variation on the Intrepid class, like they would actually have in a Kitbash fleet. It just feels like something Jaegerish that they threw in, just to be different. And it works. It works, in my opinion, anyway. I think it looks fine with them above the saucer plane there. So obviously the original one looks better. It just looks stockier and sturdier.
And they do go quite a long way, although it's just the way they're placed. Yeah, there's a reason for everything, and it's so interesting to see the shapes when you break it down this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you would get if the production was like, say for Deep Space Nine, where we can't include Intrepid class because the fans will know it, they'll think it's Voyager, so we'll do one big change to make it clearly not Voyager, but they can use model parts they have. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, it's okay. It's flying through space, clearly not the Intrepid, but yeah.
And just like the Jaeger class, they messed with scale because those are not the scale of the Galaxy class pylons.
That would look ridiculous.
So yeah, we would still have issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Jaeger.
Yeah, and it just really does feel like a bodybuilder to me. Yeah. The front view, You wouldn't think the original version would work so well being straight out. I know I'm biased, but there's something elegant about all of it and the way it combines and connects. And man, Ray did a great job. All the Legends kind of did.
Yeah.
But as we return back to the beauty at the end, have you officially... Well, actually, I should ask at the start. Has ever like shown you a version of this or talked about replacing this? Because you could argue this would make sense conceptually by swapping these pieces. Has it ever been brought up to you? And what do you think they've seen it in realization?
Yeah, it's never been brought up in this form anyway. Like I said, I've seen the prototype for Voyager, which has kind of underslung nacelles, which I've thought about different variations of that on the Intrepid, but never this. And this is interesting, and it would work. I think a few subtle changes here and there. Maybe extend the length of the nacelles a bit, beef up the pylons somewhat, and you'd have something a little bit more substantial. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you made it less the Intrepid is what you're saying.
Slightly.
But don't go full Voyager A, where they just sort of made a Sovereign with some Intrepid bits. You know, keep it more faithfully Intrepid, if you could. Yeah, she's definitely okay. And I think if you were doing as a background fleet asset, where you wouldn't feel the weirdness, I think it would look good as a different shape. Maybe even like change the deflector color just to make it something different, right? Those little differences. But yeah, as is, it's definitely highlights the quality of the Intrepid itself. But you know what, Stuart? We are going to get weirder. Are you prepared for more and more weirdness?
Always. That's what this show's all about. So guys, comment down below what you thought about this version of the Intrepid class. What would you change? And keep an eye out for future episodes by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of this craziness, this Trekyards Starship creator that we have going on here. And be sure to join us for lives and edited content whenever you can.
And if you want to support what we do here, then you can via Patreon. It is monthly and it all absolutely helps us do what we do here and has done for years and years. Or join the channel also on YouTube. Same logic, different platform. Or very importantly, super chat during a live or PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com for those direct one-time thank yous, question marks, comments, all part of the game shows we do. Any and all absolutely makes a difference. If you can, please do. And if not, just come and join in for more what we do.
So until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley. Yeah, nice.
Oh, you're not going to do your bodybuilder? Okay.
Oh, you showed me up, Stuart. What can I do, man? What can I do?
Okay.
I'll just be the classic Intrepid. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.